Well, as we know, dozens of folks voiced outrage in front of Allentown City Hall today. This is an investigation that is continuing into an item resembling a noose that was reportedly found on a city employee's desk. And our Nikki Dementri is got the latest now. She's in Lehigh County with reaction from the city and community leaders about this investigation.
When Black lives are under attack, what do we do?
A call for action and fight for change.
We will not be silenced.
Community members and leaders made their voices heard in front of Allentown City Hall Monday afternoon.
Just to think that people have to go to work in fear for their lives.
Since Friday, Allentown police continue to investigate an item resembling a noose found on a city employee's desk.
This egregious act is not just an affront to one individual, but it is an attack on the entire community.
Josie Lopez is a close friend of the victim.
They're always a community leader, always pushing for equality. They might be bruised right now, but they are not broken.
The victim is not being named due to safety concerns.
Our colleague was threatened. This was an act of terror. This was a hate crime.
Well, guess what do we have here? What do we have here? Another hoax? Possibly. You know what? Again, we have to understand one thing. Every time a black person finds a noose, it's fake. Every single time in recent years that a black person has found a noose, it's fake. It's not real. And again, man, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want about white folks. And again, the mainstream media, they go right along with it. Because again, they've got to have the white boogeyman, the white racist out there lurking in the bushes, waiting to jump somebody, waiting to leave a noose in somebody's office, their garage. Maybe they'll jump somebody in Chicago. They're at 2 a.m, like Jesse. You know, again, we have seen this over and over again. And every single time, it's not real. Every single time. But every single time, they cover it with absolutely no doubt that it's real. I mean, you can't make up this kind of stupidity. Like you know, you can't think to yourself, you know, it's never been real. You know, over the last so many years, man, over the last several years, it's happened over and over and over again. But not one of those cases are real. I mean, at least not high profile that I know about at all. You know, I mean, you don't think to yourself, you know, Jesse Smollett, Bob Wallace. Again, what was it? Jesse was like 2 a.m. in Chicago. I mean, first of all, what 2 white guys in MAGA hats are going to be walking down the streets of Chicago at 2 a.m? But definitely during a polar vortex. Not at all. And again, it turned out that Jesse was lying. Imagine that. And imagine again when Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR driver, again he screamed and yelled, "There's a noose in my garage," and it turned out to be the handle that open and shut the door. But again, you know, they got to push this racism, this fake racist ideal. And again, Black Lives Matter. You know, again, Those poor black people, they're afraid. They're afraid to go to work. They're afraid for their lives. And none of it is real. Not one bit. None of it's real. As a matter of fact, man, black people aren't afraid of their lives. Not from white supremacy, anyways. Again, I'd definitely be afraid of other black people, but not white supremacy. I mean, I'm going to be scared shitless of other black people, again, killing me. But not white supremacy. Not at all. Again, it's not real. It's a boogeyman they want to create. And it turns out, again, this time, it's not real. It just may be a hoax. Watch.
All a lie. That is according to police. An Allentown city worker claimed that she found a rope tied like a noose on her desk at work. It sparked an FBI investigation as people wondered if this was a hate crime. Now investigators say the worker staged the whole thing. Police say it took intricate DNA testing to solve this case in their minds.
And yes, a shocking turn in this case that brought protests and demand for change to Allentown. Police now saying they believe the woman that found that noose actually put it on her own desk. This item, resembling a noose, sparked outrage in Allentown when it was reportedly found on a city worker's desk in January. On Monday, police say they believe the person who found it put it there.
LaTarsha Brown was charged with tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, a misdemeanor of the second degree, and false reports to law enforcement.
Allentown police say they reviewed surveillance video and access records, interviewed other city employees, and asked for their DNA.
Every employee agreed except for Ms. Brown.
Police also say Brown was initially cooperative with the investigation, but later asked it be discontinued.
Oh, guys, again, who could have thought? I mean, who could have thought that this may have been faked? I mean, maybe. Just maybe. I think everyone thought that. But again, people they don't like to admit something. They don't like to admit that, you know what, yeah, maybe it is fake. I mean, and then when it turns out to be fake, which again, it most likely would be, people, they don't want to admit or to apologize when they're wrong. I mean, again, the folks of Allentown, Pennsylvania, at least in some do, they seem to be doubling down on her claims. Watch.
Josie Lopez, a friend of Brown's who helped organize the rally, claims Brown has faced discrimination and retaliation in the past and is adamant she's innocent. In a statement, she said in part, quote, "This is not just an attack on LaTarsha. This is a warning to anyone in Allentown who dares stand up against injustice. This is a smear campaign. This is retaliation." But Mayor Matt Turk believes the incident has helped bring the conversation over inclusion to the forefront at City Hall.
That has helped lead conversations in City Hall about what it means to be inclusive, about what it means to respect each other's employment, and that will continue.
You know what, guys, man, these kind of stories, they happen. You hear about it quite often, man. They, some black person, they say a noose, it was found or whatever in their office or at the college campus or, wherever. Their construction site, whatever. But it's not real. It's not true. And again, they can never back things up, ever. Now, one story that I've seen in the past so many years, they've been able to substantiate anything at all. Everything has been, we think, We don't know. We can't prove this, prove that. But we think this. And again, that's not real. That's not real at all. Again, if this stuff was really an actual problem, you would have people uncovered in investigations and whatever. And again, man, you never do, ever. The culprit is never caught. You know, just like Artusha. I mean, again, her culprit will never be caught. I guarantee it. Because the culprit is her. You know, again, in this country, we do have a problem with racism. But it's not the problem you think it is, or they want you to believe it is. Again, there's a big problem, I'll say, with people of color, especially black folks, that hate white folks, that blame them for whatever, blame them for life. And again, that's what the issue is. They got to have somebody to blame for whatever way they're feeling. So they pick out some boogeyman and then they fix that story to them. But the thing is, just like most boogeymen, they're not real. And they can never find the person responsible for doing so. Because there is no person. There is nothing there at all. And again, it's just racism. It's always a white person, a white guy, who's always leaving something like a noose. You know, or saying, you know, I don't like black people, or calling black people the N-word, or whatever. And again, I'm asking people. And again, I'm asking people to use their common sense. You know, again, I guarantee you, majority of people out there had never heard this. They never heard, you know, some white guy driving up and yelling, you know, I can't stand your N-words, you die, and blah, blah, blah. No, because it doesn't happen. But I guarantee you, a lot of people have heard it, heard things similar the other way around. Yes, again, that's much more acceptable. You can be racist towards white people. You don't have to like white. As a matter of fact, they say that's not even racist. It's not racist. Why? Because you're black. And you have no power. So, you know, not only can you not be racist towards whites, but that didn't even exist. Again, this is why things are the way they are. Because there's no accountability at all. Guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.